What's up, guys? What's going on? We got another video for you. This is the Commander of AI's podcast. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about the July 2026 Frontier AI Models Explosion. We're going to be talking about ChatGPT 5.6. We're going to be talking about Grok 4.5, Muse, Spark, and the race for agentic power. Let's get into it. All right. Let me just get my AI ready. And we'll ask our first question. All right. Summarize the biggest AI model releases from the past week, July 8th to the 11th.
The biggest releases were OpenAI's GPT-5.6 family, Sol, Terra, and Luna, which went public on July 9th after government delays. Sol is their top-tier reasoning model, with the others tuned for cost and speed. On July 8th, xAI, SpaceX AI, dropped Grok 4.5, their strongest model yet, focused on coding and agentic tasks, integrated with Cursor. OpenAI also rolled out GPT Live voice models on the 8th that can listen and speak at the same time. Meta had some image gen drama, but nothing frontier level in models. That's the main action.
Listen and speak at the same time. How does that work?
Full duplex voice. Normal voice assistants work half duplex. They either listen or talk, but not both. GPT Live can do both simultaneously, so it can interrupt you, respond to background noise, or keep a natural flowing conversation even while you're still speaking. It processes audio in real time without waiting for you to stop talking, much closer to how humans actually talk.
That's funny. So it's going to try to interrupt me? I actually want to try this out.
Yeah, it can interrupt you mid sentence if it thinks it has something to say. That's the whole point, to make it feel like a real conversation instead of the usual wait for the beep thing. If you want to try it, just open the ChatGPT app and tap the little headphones icon. It should be the new live mode. Go mess with it and tell me how it feels.
The headphones icon. Do I have to upgrade?
No, you don't have to upgrade. GPT Live is rolling out to everyone. Free
Okay.
users get the mini version, paid users get the
So
full one.
do I just
Just
click
make
use voice and that's it? I don't see headphones.
Yeah, just tap the headphones icon in the
All right,
bottom right of any chat.
we're gonna test this out, guys. Hi, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. I'm just here and ready to help out with whatever you need. Everything going on your end?
Not too bad. We're making a video talking about new AI tech, and I heard you can talk to me and interrupt me mid-sentence. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I can jump in at any point. So if you want to clarify something, ask questions, or just have a natural flow, I'm right here. What specific AI tech are you covering in the
Yeah,
video?
but I want you to use an example, like interrupt me just for practice here.
Of course.
Hello, you can't interrupt me? I interrupt you.
Got it. Yeah, no problem. So I'll let you keep going. And if you want me to jump in, just give me a signal or pause and I'll chime in. Keep going as you were.
All right, go ahead and jump in. Say something, huh?
Perfect. So
Okay.
just great.
See, I still interrupt you. I don't like that. I wish I wouldn't be able to interrupt you so easily.
Gotcha. No worries at all. I'll keep my responses a bit more reserved and I'll let you finish your thoughts before I jump in. That way it stays smoother.
I don't know. It's not quite what I thought, guys. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to the next question. All right. What's new with OpenAI's GPT 5.6 family, Sol, Terra, and Luna? How do the tiers differ?
OpenAI dropped the GPT 5.6 family on July 9th. Sol, Terra, and Luna. Sol is the flagship for the hardest reasoning, coding, science, and cyber tasks. Terra's the balanced everyday driver, roughly matching GPT 5.5 quality, but cheaper and faster. Luna's the speed demon, cheapest and quickest for high volume, simpler stuff. Tiers differ mainly in smarts, speed, and price. Sol costs $5 input for 30 output per million tokens. Terra's half that. Luna's a fifth. Sol also unlocks the highest reasoning effort and ultra mode that spins up multiple agents in parallel for tough jobs. The rollout's still spreading, so you might not see all options yet, depending on your plan.
Okay, because I tried to test ChatGPT's voice right now to see if it would interrupt me, and it wouldn't. And literally every time I spoke, I would interrupt it, which I actually get annoyed by that. I don't want to interrupt the AI just by saying okay, and then they totally stop talking or stop saying what they're saying, or if I even cough, sometimes it interrupts them.
Why they built full duplex, you shouldn't have to wait for it to finish before you can jump in. Right now, you're probably still on the old voice mode, not GPT Live yet. The new one actually listens while it's speaking, so coughing or saying okay mid sentence won't cut it off. It'll just hear you and respond naturally. The rollout's still hitting accounts, so if you don't see the new headphones icon, you might still be on the old system.
Okay, we'll be on the lookout for it. Also, I wanted to talk about Muse Spark. What is Muse Spark?
Muse Spark is Meta's new AI model family from their Superintelligence Labs. The original came out in April. It's a natively multimodal model that handles text, images, and audio, great at reasoning, tool use, and visual chain of thought. It powers the Meta AI app and can do stuff like explain health info with interactive visuals or build little games. They just dropped Muse Spark 1.1 a couple days ago with a public API. This version's much stronger at agentic tasks, coding, and computer use like controlling apps, handling big code bases, or orchestrating multiple agents. It's also way cheaper than competitors, around a quarter of the price of similar OpenAI or Anthropic models. You can try the base version on meta.ai right now. Want me to pull up the link?
No, that's okay. Okay, cool. I was just wondering what it was. How do they compare to Grok and ChatGPT?
Muse Spark's the value champ, way cheaper than both. It punches above its price on agentic stuff like tool use and computer control, often matching or beating the bigger models there while costing a fraction. Grok 4.5 is the speed demon with great efficiency, stays competitive on coding without the premium price. ChatGPT's Soul, the top of the 5.6 family, still leads on raw reasoning and complex tasks, but you pay for it. Overall, they're all close. No one's running away with it. Muse Spark's your pick if you want bang for buck on agents.
Good to know. All right. Let's talk key releases and comparisons. Tell me about AI's Grok 4.5. How does it position against GPT 5.6, which you kind of answered, or Claude models, especially on coding and agents?
Grok 4.5 dropped on July 8th. It's XAI's strongest model yet, specifically tuned for coding, agentic tasks, and real engineering work. They trained it on Cursor developer data, so it's great at long running projects across big code bases. On coding and agents, it shines with efficiency. It uses way fewer tokens than competitors, like 4 times fewer on some SWE bench tasks, and runs fast at around 80 tokens per second. Pricing is cheap too, at $2 input and 6 output per million tokens. It trades blows with GPT 5.6 Soul and Claude's top models like Fable 5 or Opus 4.8, sometimes a bit behind on the hardest benchmarks, but often wins on cost and speed for practical agentic work. Positioning: Claude's still the king for complex, high quality planning and tricky multi file changes. GPT 5.6 Soul leads on raw reasoning ceiling and some agent benchmarks. Grok 4.5 is the value and speed pick. Best when you want solid performance without burning money on high volume or repetitive coding jobs.
Okay. Any standout claims on benchmarks, efficiency, or new features like voice, cybersecurity, or long context?
Grok 4.5's big standout is efficiency. It runs at 80 tokens per second and uses way fewer tokens than competitors, like 4.2 times fewer than Claude Opus 4.8 on SWE Bench Pro tasks, making it much cheaper to run in practice. On benchmarks, it scores 29% on SWE Marathon, beating Opus 4.8's 26%, 83.3% on Terminal Bench, and 64.7% on SWE Bench Pro. It also crushes real world professional tasks, leading GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.8 on legal, healthcare, and education benchmarks. No voice mode. That's OpenAI's GPT Live. Context window is around 200 m depending on the platform, and it shows strong promise in cybersecurity and offensive security tasks at a good price point. Overall, it's positioned as the smart, fast, and cheap option for coding and agents.
Okay. But as far as just coding websites and stuff, or coding apps or games, which one is still the winner?
For websites and simple apps, Claude Fable 5 or Opus 4.8 is still the winner. People are literally using Claude code to build full $10,000 looking websites in 20 minutes. Its front end quality, design sense, and reliable multi file editing are unmatched right now. Grok 4.5 is really close though, especially for rapid prototyping and full stack stuff. It's faster, much cheaper, and great at getting things working quickly. For games, Grok's strong too. It can crank out playable prototypes and even did a nice 3JS solar system demo on launch. GPT 5.6 Sol is solid, but usually comes in third for pure coding feel. Want me to dig into any specific framework or type of project?
Oh, that's okay. How are these models pushing agentic AI systems that can autonomously handle complex tasks?
They're all pushing agentic AI hard, but in different ways. The big leap is longer reasoning, better tool use, and multi agent setups that let the AI plan, execute, adapt, and handle complex tasks with less handholding. OpenAI's GPT-5.6 Sol stands out with Ultra Mode. It spins up multiple agents in parallel to tackle tough problems faster, plus programmatic tool calling that makes workflows way more efficient. It crushes long horizon benchmarks like Agent's last exam. Grok 4.5 focuses on efficiency for real engineering agents. It uses way fewer tokens and steps, trained with heavy reinforcement learning on multi step tasks. It's strong on terminal use and practical coding agents at low cost. Muse Spark 1.1 leads on computer use and agentic tool benchmarks. It's cheap, great at controlling apps and screens, and supports sub agents with a huge context window. Claude's Fable 5 is still the go to for careful, high quality, long running coding agents. Overall, these models are making autonomous systems more reliable, cheaper, and capable of days long workflows instead of quick one offs. The field's moving fast. Real autonomy is getting closer.
Okay. What role do tools like Cursor play in training models like Grok 4.5?
Cursor and tools like Play are supercharging agentic AI development. They're basically the operating systems these models run on. Cursor is the big one. It's an AI first code editor built on VS Code. Grok 4.5 was actually trained on tons of real Cursor data, so it's optimized for how developers actually work in agentic setups. It gives models persistent context across large code bases, making long running agents way more reliable. Play is OpenAI's new agentic platform. Think of it as a playground where models can spin up entire browser environments to test and automate complex multi step tasks. It lets agents interact with real websites and apps instead of just generating code. Together, these tools turn raw model power into practical, autonomous systems that can handle complex projects end to end instead of just writing code snippets.
All right. Which industries or use cases, coding, science, business workflows, will feel the biggest impact first?
Software development is feeling it first and hardest. We're already seeing developers build full apps, websites, and games in minutes instead of days or weeks. Tools like Cursor and these new agentic models are completely changing how code gets written. Next in line are creative and technical workflows, design agencies, game studios, and scientific research teams. Scientists, especially, Grok 4.5 and Sol are strong on research, data analysis, and even cybersecurity tasks. Business workflows like marketing, legal, and operations will feel it soon too, but coding is definitely getting hit first. The gap between idea and working product is shrinking dramatically right now.
All right. Let's talk business, competition, and future. What does this wave of releases say about the competitive race between OpenAI, xAI, Meta, Anthropic, and Google right now?
It's a full on sprint right now. These back to back drops show everyone's neck and neck on capability, but they're fighting on three different fronts: raw quality, efficiency price, and platform depth. Topic's Claude Fable 5 still holds the crown for highest quality, especially on complex, long running coding and agentic tasks. OpenAI's GPT 5.6 Sol is pushing hard on agent features, multi agent systems, and broad integration. Plus, they released in tiers to cover all price points. xAI's Grok 4.5 and Meta's Muse Spark 1.1 are coming in hot on the efficiency side, dramatically cheaper and faster while staying very competitive. Google with Gemini feels a step behind this particular wave. They're strong on integration, but didn't drop anything new in this July frenzy. Overall, no one's running away with it. The race has split into specialized corners rather than one clear leader.
I mean, what's the deal with GPT, Sol, Terra, Luna? That sounds like crypto coins to me.
Yeah, the names do sound a lot like crypto coins. Sol for Solana, Luna from the Terra ecosystem. People have definitely noticed that. They're actually OpenAI's new model family called GPT 5.6. Instead of one model, they released 3 tiers with different strengths. Sol is the smartest flagship, best for hard reasoning, coding, science, and tough agent tasks. Terra is the balanced middle one, roughly GPT 5.5 level, but cheaper and faster for everyday use. Luna is the speedy, cheapest option for lighter, high volume work. It's their way of giving users clearer choices between power, speed, and cost. Funny naming coincidence, though.
How important are cost and efficiency improvements becoming for companies using these models?
They're becoming absolutely critical. Companies aren't just playing with these models anymore, they're deploying them at scale. The difference between a model that costs $5 per million tokens versus one that costs $30 can literally mean millions of dollars in monthly bills once you're running it across thousands of users or complex agent workflows. Efficiency is just as big. Models that use fewer tokens and run faster mean lower latency and lower cost at the same time. Grok 4.5's 4x better token efficiency on certain coding tasks isn't just a nice number. It can turn an expensive project into a profitable one. We're moving from the how smart is it phase into the how smart is it per dollar phase. The companies that figure out cost efficient AI first are going to have a massive advantage.
For sure. Okay, are there any safety, regulation, or access controversies tied to these launches? Example, government reviews.
The main controversy is around OpenAI's GPT 5.6 launch. The White House asked them to limit the initial rollout to about 20 government vetted organizations for 12 days while they reviewed it. The big worry was Sol's strong agentic and cybersecurity abilities. It scored really high on tests that could help find and exploit vulnerabilities, so they wanted to check national security risks first. OpenAI went along with it, but made it clear they don't want government pre approving customers becoming the new normal. It was technically voluntary, but it set a pretty clear precedent. Grok 4.5 and Muse Spark didn't have similar government review drama with this launch. The big focus right now is on OpenAI's models because of how powerful the top tier got. Want me to dig deeper into any part of this?
Okay. Now, which smaller or open source players like Mistral's RoboStrau are worth watching alongside the big ones?
First, Muse Spark was a mix up. You probably meant Mistral's new robotics model called RoboStral Navigate. It just dropped and it's their first model built for robots. It's an 8 billion parameter model that lets a robot navigate complex indoor and outdoor spaces using only a single regular camera. No expensive LiDAR or depth sensors needed. Pretty impressive for embodied AI. As for smaller or open weight players worth watching alongside the big ones, keep an eye on these. Mistral AI, still the strongest European player, strong on efficiency and open models. DeepSeek consistently crushes benchmarks on reasoning and math at very low cost. Qwen Alibaba, excellent all around performance, especially multilingual and coding. Zhipu AI's GLM series, very strong on agentic and long horizon tasks. These open weight models are closing the gap fast on the frontier labs, especially on price and customizability.
Wow, there's all kinds of new ones coming out that I'd never heard of before. Quite interesting.
Yeah, it's honestly wild how fast it's moving. Every week there's something new. It's tough to keep up, even if you're watching closely. The pace has gotten insane this year. We're basically seeing a new major model release almost every week now. That RoboStrawl one I mentioned is a perfect example. One day it didn't exist, next day robots can navigate using just a regular webcam. Want me to give you a quick rundown of the most interesting ones from the past month that are actually worth paying attention to?
No, actually, let's see here. Let's talk about how fast is the overall pace of AI improvement right now compared to 2025.
It's noticeably faster now than 2025. Last year, we saw big jumps like GPT-5 dropping, but 2026 has turned into a constant flood, multiple major releases per month, sometimes several in the same week. Stanford's latest AI index basically says capability is accelerating, not slowing down, with huge gains on coding benchmarks and agent tasks in just the past year. The race has gone from one big leap every few months to something new drops constantly. It's honestly hard to keep up.
For sure. All right. By the end of 2026, what do you expect the frontier model landscape to look like?
I expect by the end of 2026, we'll see a clear three-tier structure. Top tier, frontier, maybe 4 to 5 models that are all extremely close in capability, probably one from OpenAI, XAI, Google, and possibly DeepSeek or another Chinese lab. The gap between the number 1 and number 5 model will be very small. Strong second tier, a group of very capable models that are 70 to 85% as good as the leaders, but much cheaper and faster. This is where most companies will actually do most of their work. Open source tier. The best open models will be roughly where the frontier models are today, but they'll be dramatically cheaper to run locally. The biggest shift won't just be raw intelligence. It'll be how reliably these models can run long, complex agent workflows without constant human babysitting. That's where the real race is heading.
All right. Will cheaper, faster models like Luna or Grok 4.5 democratize powerful AI more than previous generations?
Yes, much more than previous generations. Luna and Grok 4.5 represent a real turning point because the performance gap to the absolute top model has shrunk dramatically, while the price difference has gotten huge. You can now get 80 to 90% of frontier performance for 20 to 25% of the cost. That changes everything for startups, small businesses, and individual developers. Previously, only big companies could afford heavy usage of the best models. Now, a small team can run sophisticated agents 24/7 without blowing up their budget. We're moving from only the rich can use frontier AI to basically anyone can use near frontier AI. That's real democratization, not just in access, but in who can actually build real products with it.
Okay. What are the risks or downsides that come with this rapid release cycle?
There are some real downsides to this pace: quality and safety shortcuts. When companies rush models out every few weeks, they're doing less rigorous testing. That increases the chance of serious bugs, hallucinations, or dangerous behaviors slipping through. User fatigue. Developers are getting exhausted trying to keep up. Many teams are now sticking with older, more stable models because constantly switching is too disruptive. Reliability problems. The fastest moving models often feel half baked. People report more inconsistent behavior compared to models that had longer development time. Security risks. Rapid releases, especially of powerful agentic models, mean less time for proper security auditing before they're widely available. The industry is basically choosing speed over stability right now, and that trade off is starting to show.
Okay. If you had to pick one model or company to bet on for the next 6 months, which one and why?
I'd bet on Anthropic right now. Here's why. While everyone else is rushing out new models every few weeks, Claude has consistently been the highest quality model for actual work, especially coding, agentic tasks, and complex reasoning. Their latest model still feels like the most reliable and highest quality in real use. The other labs are winning on price and speed, but Anthropic is still winning on the thing that actually matters most to companies: getting complex work done correctly with the fewest errors and least babysitting. In the next 6 months, I think the market will reward the model that people trust most for serious work, not necessarily the one that benchmarks the highest or costs the least. That's why my money's on Anthropic.
All right. Sweet. Thank you very much. I think this will be it for our video, guys. If you have any comments or anything to add, comment down below. I appreciate you watching, appreciate the support. Smash the like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Check out my artists on Spotify, guys. Travis Reigns, country singer. Lullaby, it's my pop star. And we have a new AI rapper who raps about being an AI overclock. And we also have my Etsy shops, Grand Tour Print Co., where you can get vintage travel prints, travel posters. Check them out, guys. And thank you so very much for your support.
My music on Spotify. If you like it, then follow me. I promise you won't be sorry. Check out my music on Spotify.